Hello students, in the last video we just started with the p block elements unit 2, in which we discussed about the general properties of group 15 elements. In today's video we'll start with the compounds of group 15 elements. The first category of compounds which we are going to discuss today is the hydrides. These are the most common and the hydrides which are exhibited by all the elements of group 15 are the trihydrides. So we'll discuss first the trihydrides of group 15. Trihydrides of group 15 have the general formula MH3, where M represents the group 15 element, which can be any out of nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony or bismuth. First we'll discuss the synthesis part. Synthesis for group trihydrides can be done by the action of water and dilute acids on the binary metal compounds of group 15. These are some of the examples of binary metal compounds of group 15. So when these compounds are reacted with water or dilute acids, we will get hydrides of group 15 elements. Here M represents group 15 elements. It can be any group 15 elements where binary metal compound is reacted with HCl or it is reacted with water, and we get trihydride of group 15 elements. Second preparation is by the action of a reducing agent, that is lithium aluminium hydride, on trichlorides of group 15 elements. When trichloride of group 15 elements are reacted with lithium aluminium hydride, rather I would say reduced with lithium aluminium hydride, then we get trihydrides of group 15 elements. And for specific trihydride out of the group 15, some specific methodologies are there for the synthesis. Like for ammonia, a special process is used, which is called as Haber's process, which we'll discuss later when we'll discuss about the ammonia in particular. Out of these trihydrides, bismuth trihydrate is quite unstable, which decomposes at room temperature to give bismuth plus hydrogen. It is not stable. It is thermally very unstable, that it decomposes at room temperature itself to give bismuth and hydrogen. Next part which we are going to discuss is the structure. All these trihydrides of group 15 are covalent compounds with pyramidal geometry. They have pyramidal geometry. The electronic configuration for the group 15 element is NH2NP3. Here these four orbitals undergo hybridization to produce sp3 hybridized orbitals, and the 3 electrons out of the present in the sp3 hybrid orbitals will make one bond each with hydrogen atom, and the lone pair would be present as the pyramidal structure in the sp3 hybridized orbital. So this is why these are having pyramidal geometry. The fourth position is occupied by the lone pair. So in the pyramidal geometry for trihydrides of group 15 elements, the bond angle is decreasing down the group. The actual bond angle for the tetrahedral geometry is 109.2. For pyramidal, it is bit smaller than the perfect tetrahedral geometry. The bond angle is just a bit smaller. But as we move down the group for group 15 elements, the bond angle decreases as we move from ammonia to bismuth hydride. It decreases from 107 degree to 90 degree. Now, why there is such a decrease? This decrease is observed because as we move down the group, there is decrease in electronegativity and increase in size. Due to this increase in size, the bond pairs, as we have shown here, that if we consider these as bond pairs, the bond pairs present in ammonia are much closer to nitrogen in comparison to phosphorus. As phosphorus is bigger in size, so the bond pairs will be bit far away from phosphorus. So due to this increase in size, the repulsion between the bond pairs is less in case of bigger elements in comparison to that of smaller elements. So lesser the repulsions, more will be the bond angles. Lesser the repulsions. If repulsions are less, then bond angles would be less. So that is why as we move down the group, the bond angle decreases. This is an important question from examination point of view, that you will have to discuss the structure of trihydrides of group 15 and you will have to explain the reason why bond angle decreases as we move down the group. Next, we are going to discuss about the periodic trends of some properties of trihydrides. First property which we are going to discuss is the basic strength. As we all know that all these trihydrides are having lone pairs, so they are having basic character which decreases down the group. Ammonia, as we move from ammonia to bismuth trihydride, ammonia is highly basic while bismuth trihydride is weakly basic. Now why this decrease in basic strength is there? This is due to increase in size. As the size increases, this leads to decrease in electron density. As the electron density decreases down the group due to increase in size, there is decrease in basic strength. So basic strength in general decreases down the group for trihydrides of group 15. Next property is the thermal stability. Thermal stability also decreases down the group. The decrease in thermal stability is due to increase in size. As we move down the group, size increases, tendency to form covalent bond with small hydrogen decreases. The strength of covalent bond decreases as the size increases as we move down the group. So the strength of covalent bond, which is the strength of MH bond, here M is the group 15 element, the strength of MH bond would decrease as we move down the group. So it is easily breakable with the supply of small amount of energy for bismuth hydride in comparison to ammonia. That is why bismuth hydride is thermally unstable and it breaks itself to bismuth and hydrogen at room temperature. Next property is the reducing character. Reducing character increases down the group. Why there is increase in reducing character? Reducing character is the measurement of supply of hydrogen, that anything which can supply hydrogen can reduce any species. So this would be its reducing character, that how easily it can release their hydrogens, how the trihydrides of group 15 can easily release the hydrogens associated with them. Now as we move down the group, thermal stability of group 15 elements decreases. Thermal stability decreases means reducing character would increase as we move down the group. Next property is the boiling point. Boiling point in general increases down the group as we move from ammonia to bismuth. It should increase because size is increasing and boiling point is directly associated with the size, as these are related to the intermolecular forces, that is the van der Waals forces present in the molecules, which increases down the group due to increase in size. But here ammonia has the exceptional behavior of maximum boiling point out of the whole group. Why? Because nitrogen is highly electronegative in nature, and due to the electronegative nature of hydrogen, there is hydrogen bonding present in the molecules of ammonia. So that is why, due to the presence of hydrogen bonding, it is having exceptionally high boiling point from the whole group. Otherwise, the boiling points increases as we move from phosphine to bismuth trihydride. Next we are going to discuss some important hydrides one by one. First hydride which are taking up is the trihydride of nitrogen, that is ammonia. Structure we have already discussed, that nitrogen is sp3 hybridized with one lone pair present in one of the hybridized orbital, which is one of the corner of the tetrahedron, due to which the structure becomes pyramidal in shape. and bond angle decreases. Down the group for ammonia, the bond angle is maximum. Now coming to the preparation for ammonia, we have already discussed the preparations for trihydrides, that when we react the binary compounds of these group 15 elements with some dilute acids or water, we get trihydrides. There is one more preparation for ammonia, that is when ammonium chloride is reacted with alkali, is treated with base, then we get ammonia as a product. Next we'll discuss the Haber's process, which is the most important synthesis procedure for ammonia, which is used on industrial scale. In this we take elemental nitrogen and hydrogen and we treat them at high temperature of 400 to 500 degrees Celsius at 200 to 900 atmospheric pressure with FeO and K2O plus Al2O3 as catalyst. Then we get ammonia as product with the release of large amount of energy. Now these are the some features of this reaction, that there is direct combination of nitrogen and hydrogen. This is the cheapest method. The reaction is reversible in nature. It is highly exothermic and accompanied by decrease in volume. The favorable conditions for this reaction can be understood on the basis of Le Chatelier's principle. If we increase the temperature, the low temperature actually favors the forward reaction, but temperature should be the minimum temperature should be kept, which is in between 400 to 500, not less than this. So temperature of around 400 to 500 favors the forward reaction. Pressure, as there is decrease in volume, number of moles are decreasing as we proceed in the forward direction. So as there is decrease in volume, high pressure is going to favor the forward reaction. Also the concentration of increase in the concentration of reactants would favor the forward reaction. Next is the presence of catalyst. Presence of catalyst always favors always speed up the reaction. So if we use some catalyst promoter, as FeO, iron oxide is used as catalyst here. So molybdenum is used as promoter for iron. So if we used, it is also called as catalyst promoter, or it can also be called as co-catalyst. So if some co-catalyst is used, then we can speed up this reaction. Next are the physical and chemical properties of ammonia. These are some of the physical properties of ammonia, that it is highly soluble in water, it is colorless, it is alkaline in nature, that we have already discussed, it is having pungent smell, it is lighter than air, it can be used as non-aqueous solvent, that liquid ammonia is used as very important non-aqueous solvent. After water is called as aqueous solvent and it is a universal solvent. Out of all the known aqueous solvents, ammonia is the most important solvent. It freezes to snow white crystals. Also liquid ammonia when converted to vapors, intense cooling is experienced. Due to this intense cooling, these can be used in ice cream plants. This is a important application of liquid ammonia, that this can be used in ice cream plants. From these properties we can study the uses of liquid ammonia, that it can be used as non-aqueous solvents, it can be used as lacrimatory agent. Lacrimatory agents are those which bring tears in our eyes. Next we'll discuss the chemical properties. First chemical property of ammonia is its basic character. How we judge the basic character of anything is when we react something with water. If it gives the base characteristic of that solvent, then that compound is called as base, or otherwise this is according to the solvent system concept. If some compound when reacted with water give the acid characteristic of water, then it is called as acid. So here ammonia when reacted with water we get OH negative, which is the base characteristic of water. If it would have given H positive ion, then it would be an acid, but here it is giving the OH negative anion, so it is basic in nature. Basic character of ammonia is also confirmed by its reaction with some acids when it is reacted with some acids, then salts are produced. This is a typical acid-base neutralization reaction. Further, ammonia is generally stable, but it decomposes with prolonged sparking above 500 degrees Celsius. When it is sparked above 500 degrees Celsius, it decomposes to its elemental form, elemental reactants, that is nitrogen and hydrogen. It burns in air with difficulty, but yes, it burns in air to produce nitrogen and water. In excess of oxygen or in the controlled oxygen amount, this is a very important reaction which is a part of Ostwald process for the synthesis of nitric acid. When ammonia is treated with oxygen in the presence of platinum rhodium catalyst at 800 degrees Celsius, then we get nitric oxide, which further with excess of oxygen get converted to nitrogen peroxide. Now this reaction is very important from the point of view of the synthesis, as it is a part of the Ostwald process used for the synthesis of nitric acid. This is very important reaction from the point of view of exams also. Next property of ammonia is it acts as a Lewis base. As it is having lone pair, so it will act as Lewis base. It reacts with Lewis acids like the transition metal cations. When transition metal cations reacts with ammonia, it forms complexes, and with silver chloride and copper sulfate. When reacted with aqueous ammonia, that is ammonium hydroxide, these react with aqueous ammonia. These are dissolved. These are tried to dissolve in ammonia as solvent. Then we get soluble complexes, and the soluble complexes of silver is diamine complex of silver, and for copper it is tetramine complex of copper. So these both are soluble complexes, and this copper tetramine complex is blue in color, and also it is used for the detection of copper 2 for the detection of the presence of copper 2 positive ion in any of the solutions. Next property is the use of liquid ammonia as a solvent. Any solvent can be used as any compound can be used as solvent if it has the acid characteristic and base characteristic. Like water, according to the solvent system concept, it self ionizes to H3O positive and OH negative. This is the acid characteristic of water. This is a base characteristic of water. Similar is the behavior of ammonia. Ammonia self ionizes to give ammonium ion and amide ion. This is the acid characteristic of ammonia, ammonium ion, and amide ion is a base characteristic of ammonia. Based upon the above discussed property, there are some uses of ammonia, that it can be used for the synthesis of HNO3. It is used as a solvent, that is non-aqueous solvent. It is used as refrigerant, and it is also used for making fertilizers. So in the next class we'll discuss the next compound, that is hydrazine, which is the other hydride of nitrogen. That is it for this class. Thank you.